What's up, boys? It's Devin. I'm back in New York right now, and I'm actually at my parents' house. And I really need to get this message off my chest to you guys. It's been burning on my heart since early this morning. It's currently like 10:30 p.m. I've been up since 4 this morning. I slept like 3 hours. But I don't give a shit. I have to get this message out to you because you need to hear this. It's something that's so misunderstood. But when it's properly understood, you truly reach the highest version of yourself. It's something you need to understand that you might not clearly understand right now. But once you understand this thing I'm about to tell you, you're able to transcend into the highest version of yourself. So today was my brother's confirmation. He's younger than me. He's only like 14. And he made his confirmations. For those of you who don't know, when you're Catholic, your confirmation is when you like graduate from religion essentially and become a full-blown, Catholic. So I was at the church, and I was watching him do his thing, and the priest came out, and he was talking his talk. And he was telling the kids about good versus evil, and everything they've learned, they need to apply it in their lives by always choosing to be good, always choosing to put Christ first. But the way he was explaining this to the children, it was so obvious that they didn't know what he was talking about. So basically he was telling them, do you swear to reject evil and choose good? And the kids were like, yes. But if I'm a 14-year-old kid and someone says that to me, I'm thinking like, evil, okay. Some sort of horror movie where like a devil with horns comes out and it's like, oogie boogie boogie. And then good is like, just not doing something bad. Like that's probably what I would have thought. And just because a 14-year-old doesn't understand this, I didn't even understand this as a grown man until I went deep in my faith. But once I truly understood what that message actually means, it allowed me to apply that to my fitness, to apply that with my discipline, to apply that with my business, to apply that with my relationships. And not only did it make my relationship with God stronger, but it made my life as a whole 10 times better. Because rejecting evil is not what you think. Oftentimes, we're scrolling through our phones a lot, right? And we're faced with temptation after temptation after temptation. Whether it's an ad for a fast food restaurant, whether it's a girl shaking ass on Instagram, whatever it might be. And we want to indulge into those temptations, whether that might be fapping, whether that might be eating something poor, whether that might be going out and drinking, something like this. And that is what he means when he says reject evil. Evil is basically going against the urge to do something just because your body feels like doing it. Your body wants to go get drunk. Your body wants to go fuck a girl. Your body wants to go eat processed foods. But rejecting evil is not doing what your body wants to do just because your body wants to do it. It's allowing your mind to override your body and connecting your mind with your heart. Because whatever your intentions are, whatever you want to become in life, whether you want to become super jacked, super successful, super confident, the intention that you have to become that man is not even your intention. God put that intention on your heart. So when you think of it that way, God wants that for you as well. So one of the most powerful things you could do is connect your mind with your heart. Once you do this, you could transcend into the highest version of yourself. But I want to really hammer home what rejecting evil really means, right? The priest also talked about that the flesh and the soul are two separate entities, yet they're conjoined. So you need to understand what your soul actually wants and what your flesh actually wants, and not listen to your flesh, instead listen to your soul. And what this basically means is similar, right? Like your body gets horny. Maybe you want to go fuck something. But your soul wants you to be pure. Your soul wants you to find a godly woman and build a family. Your soul wants actually fulfillment. Your soul doesn't want that short-term, temporary pleasure. So what you need to do in that moment in order to reject evil is to not give in to the impulse to go fuck a chick, even though you want to do it. So basically, I narrowed this down to having impulse control is rejecting evil. Impulse control, delaying gratification, is rejecting evil, because 99% of the times, whatever you impulsively want to do, whether you're driving past a McDonald's and it's like, yeah, I want that McDonald's right now, or whether it's you're scrolling on Instagram, you see ass shaking and you want to go fat, or whether it's your buddies text you to go drink and you had a rough day and you want to go drink. Those impulses to do those things is the devil. That is Satan. Satan does not want to see you fill out your full potential and have true fulfillment in your life. Satan will tempt you with short-term temporary pleasures so that you can never achieve long-term gratification, long-term success and achievement of who you want to become. So rejecting weakness, rejecting giving into those impulses is how you transcend into being good. It's how you transcend into actually achieving the life you want for yourself. Because anytime you give into the temptation, what happens? It feels good in the moment, but once it's done, you feel shame, you feel guilt. You know you shouldn't have done it, especially with eating habits. If you're going out and you're door dashing just because you're hungry when you could have literally cooked up some ground beef, you feel like a piece of shit after. When you fapped and you told yourself you were going to stop, you feel like a piece of shit after. When you told yourself you're going to stop vaping and then you go out and you vape. When you told yourself you're going to finally put down the bottle and start working on yourself, but you can't put it down. You always feel demoralized after. You feel terrible. And then what you don't realize in that moment was Satan tricked you. He tricked you. He put this little carrot, dangled it over your head, and you fucking fell for it over and over and over again. And that's the reason why you're stuck. That's why you're plateaued. That's why there's a void in your soul. That's why it's so hard for you to transcend into the man you know deep down that you need, not want, but need to become. So I've talked about the bad things. I've talked about the things that are evil, but how do you be good? How do you be good is how when you get clear on that intention that God's put in your soul. Take some time to meditate on it. Do your daily prayer. Ask God, what is this intention inside of my soul? What is it? And the best way to hear God's voice clearly is to get healthy, to eat organic whole foods, to eat foods that make you feel good, that's not going to give you brain fog, so you can focus and you can hear Him. Because they say your gut is your second brain. But also, when you have a gut feeling, that is the voice of God. And the reason you can't have gut feelings is because you're destroying your gut with processed foods, with alcohol, with all your vices. And another thing you need to do is get up early. You have to get up early for a period of time because it's very hard to hear God's voice when you're constantly sleeping in, because when you wake up late, the noise of the world is loud. You're getting notifications, there's posts going crazy. When you get up early and half the world is asleep, you can actually hear God because God only whispers, He doesn't yell. And He stands at your door and He waits for you to let Him in. He just knocks. He will never kick down your door because God doesn't want to help someone who does not want His help. But once you acknowledge God, He will give you everything that you want. So the question is, are you currently giving into impulse? Are you currently giving into evil? Or are you denying Satan and doing what God has intended for you to do? Because I know if you're watching this video, you have big dreams. You have big goals. You want to do big things with your life. You want to feel proud of yourself. You want to be proud to take your shirt off. You want to be proud of the man you see deep down beneath your eyes when you look in the mirror. You want to be proud of the things that you do behind closed doors. You want to set an example for your family. You want to be a leader one day of your family. You want to be the guy who breaks the generational curse of your family, steps up to the plate, and changes everything for the people that you love. But you cannot pour from an empty cup, brother. If you haven't maxed out who you are as a man, you don't have anything to really give them. So if you truly love your family, honestly, sometimes they need to get put on the back burner while you self-develop. Because that short period of time where maybe you're not seeing your family as much because you're working so hard on yourself as a man, you're grinding in the gym, you're eating clean foods, you're working on building better habits and dropping your vices instead of spending time with family, it's so worth it because once you do reconnect with them, you have so much to give. You have so much knowledge. You are an example. You are a leader. You're showing them that you've got in great shape. You're showing them that that's possible because you love them. You're showing them that you could drop vices and build better habits because you love them. You're showing them that you could set goals for yourself and achieve them. And this inspires them to do that. And I know you want to see them win. So the best way to see the people that you love win is to lead by example. Because words mean nothing without doing. So if you want to transcend into the highest version of yourself, become that man that you know you need to be, deny the evil. Delay the gratification. Because what happens anytime that an impulse comes through, you ignore that impulse and do the right thing anyways. Maybe it sucks in that moment. But I know a little bit later, when you look back on it, you are so proud of yourself that you did not give in to the indulgence. You are so proud of yourself that you made the right decision. And that pride leads to confidence. Confidence compounds. Once you have a taste of that success and that feeling, you want more and more and more of that feeling. And soon enough, your life is an upward spiral of success. And you look in the mirror and a couple months, 3 to 6 months later, you are unrecognizable. This is what happens with every single one of my clients. Within a week and a half, my client Matt has literally turned his whole life around and he's lost 6 pounds. He's literally dropped all of his vices in a week and a half. And he's feeling the best he's ever felt. All because Matt put his pride down and he literally went to the link in the description and booked a call to work with me because these are the things that we work on. These are what all my clients are doing. And this is what you need to do, brother, if you've clicked this video. You need to work on yourself, my friend. Make sure you fill up your cup so you have more to give. Show yourself that you can keep your word to yourself. Because if you had a friend that kept lying to you over and over and over, you would eventually not be friends with that person. But that's exactly what you're doing to yourself when you tell yourself you're going to stop fapping, you're going to stop eating processed foods, and you keep doing it. So how could you love yourself? How can you respect yourself when you continue to lie to yourself? How can anyone else respect you when you don't even respect yourself? So don't let the people around you lie to you and tell you everything's okay, because it's not okay. It's not okay to be stuck. It's not okay to not be the best version of you. Time is so finite. So what you can do is when you're faced with a decision, should I or should I not do this thing? Well, what is going to get you closer to your goals? Do that. I always ask an older version of myself. I picture myself 90 years old sitting in a rocking chair and I ask him, Devin, what do you think I should do here, old Devin? And he always gives me the best answers. I always do what I think God would want me to do. I always do what the highest version of myself would do. Because in order for you to transcend into the highest version of yourself as a man, you have to develop the habits of that man today. Because that's just the way it works. You can't say, I'm going to get jacked once. No. You can't say, I'm going to stop eating processed foods once I'm jacked. That's not how this works. You can't say, I'm going to work on developing my mindset when my mindset's developed. That's not how this works. You need to focus on building the habits of the man that you want to become now. Because it's not about chasing the goal. It's about becoming the man worthy of the goal. And in order to do that, you need to stop giving in to impulse. Stop letting Satan beat you. Double down on your faith. Dive into the word. Meditate. Pray. Do all these things that must be done in order for you to transcend, because time is finite and I want to see you win, bro. I absolutely love you, boys. If you like this video, drop a like or a comment. Love you, boys. I'll talk to you in the next video.